am delighted to be speaking with Dr. Paula Skye Tallman, who was recently featured on September 1st at C2S2 Speakeasy at the Geek Bar, where she talked about why being poor can make you sick. Dr. Tallman is a biological anthropologist. She is currently a researcher in the Science Action Center at the Field Museum of Natural History right here in Chicago. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
So, when you were at the Speakeasy at the Geek Bar, you were telling us about how being poor can make you sick. The impression that I got was that you were also focusing on how exposure to the white people will not necessarily make you healthier.
That is definitely one interpretation, which I would say would be valid. I think the main point that I was making with my talk, which was situated in my research, which was conducted in the northern Peruvian Amazon with an indigenous group there, was that I was exploring how their relationship with missionaries and linguists who were from the United States but who were sent down to the Amazon to convert the indigenous peoples, how that had a lot of different effects on their lifestyles, some that were good and potentially some that were not so good. The idea being that in many places in the Amazon, for indigenous groups, there used to be an egalitarian ethic, meaning that there weren't so many social hierarchies within the communities, and especially not with money, since people didn't use money. But when the missionaries and the educators came in, they also wanted to bring in the capitalist model of production. And so they promoted market integration among these people, which led to the development of socioeconomic status hierarchies, which I think creates greater inequalities in health.
So, what kind of economy was going on in the groups you studied in Peru before the missionaries?
Absolutely. If you want to think about what a day in the life of an Awahun or an indigenous Amazonian community member was pre-market integration, it was really based around the men going into the forest and hunting monkeys or tapir or whatever the local animals are. Also the men doing fishing, and then the women would have small gardens that were close to their homes, and they would cultivate things like yucca and plantains, which they still do, but 50, 60 years ago, what we saw in these gardens was there was a much larger diversity of crops. Now, people are only producing one or two crops to bring it to market, right? So we can think about how that potentially impacts food insecurity, because when you have people who were once sustained by the land and then you start to integrate towards the market, that takes away from the nutritional content that is available close by. And so now, instead of eating solely from the forest and from their gardens, people now are trying to make money so that they can purchase market goods. Rice, bread, crackers. And in addition to that, the government is now supplementing the children in the schools with market foods. And so we're seeing a bit of a nutrition transition happening in these communities, where people, what we know previously, were fairly healthy, high levels of musculature, and now we're actually seeing people becoming obese, and what we predict we will see in the future are higher levels of diabetes and cardiovascular disease.
Fear not, beloved sibling, all is not lost for the Awahun. There's still good news from them, including about the impact of missionary capitalism on the roles of Awahun women. But for that, you'll have to join me next Thursday for part 2 of my interview with Dr. Paula Skye Tallman right here on this video sharing channel. And if you like this video, please like this video, subscribe, and comment. We're very interested. Do you think the blessings of modern capitalism are worth a few extra pounds of belly fat and some predictable social disruption? Please let us know. And after you've commented, feel free to check out some of our other cool videos of C2ST presentations or more science videos from me. Also, from me, until next time, you carry with you my wish that this is the best week of your life.